So I have the original design of the bed that I was gonna be using in my van right here. I think this is still a really good design and it can work in a lot of situations, but I don't think it's gonna work with the van that I'm doing right now just because of how small it is. So I decided to take this apart, reuse the lumber, and make a new design. I'm gonna be making my version of a rock and roll style bed. Design, I'm going to be using a piece of plywood that's going to be separated into 3 pieces, and there's going to be a piece of foam on each piece. So it'll have some hinges on it, and then when I pull the slide out, it'll lay flat, and then when I push it back in, then it will come up like this if I did this right. So let's see. So every time I'm doing this, I always get a question about why I'm cutting holes in my wood, and that's because this is where the mattress is going to sit, and I don't want any moisture from the mattress to get trapped underneath the bed platform and cause mold. So I'm cutting holes in it, but I also still need it to be strong, so I'm using 3/4 inch material, and this also makes the bed significantly lighter. The lighter you can go, the better. And then on this piece, I left a few slots open and didn't cut them out because this one is going to be standing on its own, so it needs a little bit more support than the rest. So the rest of them I cut everything completely out. So the way I'm going to make the base attach to the bed platform and slide in and out is with some drawer slides, but I'm not using regular drawer slides. I'm using some 500-pound industrial drawer slides. I really want to make sure that I secure this to the frame really well. So instead of just using regular screws like I would be on a regular drawer slide, I'm going to be bolting this in because this is going to be holding a lot of weight. This mattress is a little bit too big, but I'm going to cut it later. I just want to make sure it rolls out with the Well, after getting the bed in here, I realized there's a little bit of an issue that I'm going to have to adjust. When I pull out the bed frame, everything is working smoothly in here, but the problem is I have this fridge right here that I was going to be mounting. And when the bed slides, unfortunately, it's hitting this fridge that I put in here just to measure where I want to put the cabinet. And I have all this space over here, about 3 inches of space. So what I'm going to do is take this cabinet carcass back, and I'm going to move all of the moving components and try to put them over here, but I have to keep the carcass here because I have the wheel well that's going right there, and I also don't want to mess up my storage box or the kitchen that's going to be in the back. right, with this new setup and everything moved over, when I pull this out, it actually just barely misses right here. So I can actually use this and build this cabinet over here for the fridge setup. And while I have this taken apart, I'm gonna bring it back into the garage and I'm gonna stain it and seal it up. This is what it's like in couch mode. When I'm sitting in it, it's a little bit too tall for the height of the van, but luckily I put in this dome right here because I expected it to be a little bit tall, and so my head can fit in here and I'm pretty comfortable. But for shorter people, it's a little bit better. So the way that you bring this down into bed mode is pretty simple. There's a little latch right here that you press and it releases the drawer slides, and then you can just pull this out, and when it comes out, then it's in bed mode pretty quick. And then you can also bring it back into couch mode. Same way, it's locked out here so it won't come back in. But then when you press down on this and pick up the back right here, then you just push it back in, and it's like a 3-second bed transformation. Down here, this is the storage compartment. So I just put one of these simple pull latch handles, and then in there is just an empty space. I didn't really decide what I'm going to put in there yet, so I'm just leaving it as storage right now. And on the other side, this is just an access cabinet to get into my battery bank right here and the plugs and stuff down here. It won't come down all the way because I have my fridge right here, but when the fridge is out, then this can come down all the way. And that has a lock that lets it go in place so it won't come out while I'm driving. And then around the back side of the bed, when we go back here, you can see this is where the kitchen is going to go. So I've already built out the spot for where it's going to go, and I put in the drawer slides because the kitchen is going to slide out back here. So you'll be seeing that in a future video. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next build later.